All right, welcome back to a special edition Swiss Cheese Trails. What's in my bag? We are almost to the end of the Swiss Alpine Panorama Trail. Got some beautiful pre-Alps here. Right behind here is the border of France. And Lake Geneva is, well, you can't see it. Even with the trees, you couldn't see it. We're a little too far away. All right, so Stage 28 is where we are right now, and what I've come to rely on is a couple of items here. So what's in the bag? Let's start with the bag. I use a GoPro bag because it has this camera mount on the shoulder strap. I use the camera mount for the time-lapse video that I've come to really enjoy. I put the heavy lifting of what the trail is about in that time-lapse video that I kick out with every hike. So that people can see in much more detail kind of the trail conditions and the different terrains and the changes in geography and whatnot throughout the hike. So I used to try to do the heavy lifting of what is on the trail with these videos, and I was getting like 6-7 minutes of this talking video every time times 7, and that's not necessary. So I really like this backpack. I got the second camera. I hurt the lens. It was an accident. You always turn lemons into lemonade. So I hurt the lens on the gondola trip up to Titlis behind Engelberg, and I was doing a time lapse of the gondola, and it shook when we went over one of the things, and the camera fell on the ground, and it was all metal scraped up the back lens. So I try to accommodate that. Anyway, I keep a bunch of pins here as well. So I got my Illinois pin, my Pilatus pin, Switzerland pin, and Indiana Dunes. So it's kind of the best of both sides of the country, or both sides of the world. The Illinois and Indiana Dunes just because of Hike 360 VR. So shout out to Hike 360 VR. Ryan, that's my channel for 360-degree videos of my hikes in the States, and it's not just the Midwest. We're doing Colorado and Florida's and all kinds of places all over the country. All right, so that's the bag itself, and you see I've got a lot of these plastic bottles. There's going to be a little bit of controversy. Most hikers, I know, and myself, like the plastic bottles. We reuse them over and over again. This one is probably 4 or 5 days old. This is 3 days old. This is 3 days old. You can refill with a lot of the fountains here in the country. Yeah, I could do that with a recyclable, or with a recyclable plastic thing. It just doesn't work for me, and it's a conversation for a different time. This is what I feel comfortable with, and I refill them a lot. So it's not a single use; it's a multiple use. And sometimes you don't get fountains. You got to rebuy these things anyway to just survive. So then we'll go to my clothing here. I do a lot of dry fit shirts. This is something in my hand here. I forget where I picked these up. I think it was Dick's. Dry fit. Everything's dry fit. Big fan of dry fit. This is an REI. I really like this. It's long sleeve. It's a hoodie. I got to know this shirt in Colorado on the Colorado Trail. Some of the really long distance, no water. And it protects me from the sun just tremendously, so I really enjoy that. Cool is another brand that I use all the time. Cool is K-U-HL, Cool. It's a German word, but they're out of Salt Lake City, I believe, Utah, somewhere around there. Anyway, I love their clothing. This is a long sleeve. This is my train shirt, my dinner shirt. I don't hike with this shirt. This is what I change into so I don't smell when I'm around people. And it's lightweight, and I don't care about the wrinkles. It's easy to wash. Otherwise, I've got the cool pants, and long and short. I love the side pockets. So in this one, I've got my camera right now. Normally I do my car keys or something else in there, a bottle of water. I've got another side pocket here. Keep my wireless mobile spot when I'm over here. Just love these pants. They're breathable. They've got this center stripe here. When I was doing this Swiss Classic Challenge about 5 years ago, here I was hiking. I was the only you know, non-Swiss person hiking it, and like almost all the Swiss guys would hike with their zippers unzipped. And after like the second or third day, I'm like, you know, why do you guys do that? What's happening here? Don't you, you know, zip your zippers? And their comment was, you know, no, that lets the fresh air in and out. And I'm like, oh, well, you ought to be using these cool pants that have this interior stripe that actually breathes a lot better than most other hiking pants. And so it's another good reason to use these cool pants. I really enjoy them. I've got smart wool socks. Smart wool is another thing that I use all the time. I love the smart wool. Dry fit Nike caps, hard to get. I don't know why they're hard to get. I have like 6 of them because I always have to buy one when I see one. And you know, I put these in the washing machine. They're just great hats. I got my Maui Jim glasses. What else we got going here? A lot of electronics. You know, I keep these in the plastic bag. I got my computer in here because it's an overnight hike. My mobile hotspot for Switzerland. Separate bag with you toiletries, utensils, my passport, some extra cash, things like that. My ankle brace. Man, you know, 2 years ago I couldn't walk because I kept hurting my ankle, and I went in, did some physical therapy, got new inserts made. I had orthopedic inserts before, which was really confusing why I got to the point where I couldn't walk. Literally, I was walking with a cane and I couldn't walk. And so the ankle brace is something I always keep with me because my trail name is Footy Foot. All my problems occur around my footy foots. I have very large feet that are flat, and flat feet do not do well under any conditions. And I have stress fractures all the time. My ankle complex is always under stress, so I just always have to keep the ankle. I love the neck gaiter. I use this a lot. I'll probably put it on today as well. Again, sun protection. In the wintertime, obviously, there's warmth. I use a different one for winter that's a little warmer. It's a wool. This is more of a dry fit. I like the banana boat. Suntan lotion, that tends to work. Ibuprofen. This is the Swiss version of ibuprofen. It's 400 milligrams. And it's liquid cap. They're expensive, but, you know, it's one pill. It's easy to carry. Dental floss, if you know me, you know I got dental floss. Hand sanitizer, always a good idea. This is my hazelnut schnicke. I love these things. They come in, you can buy them at the store like I'm showing you here. Normally I go to the bakery and get them fresh. Hands down, get them fresh at the bakery. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm hiking overnight, 2-pack. It's cheap, it's easy, whatever, it works. Some cheese. I've got Tete de Moine. This is more of the French style of Switzerland type cheese. It's a really cool cheese that you have to slice off with a special from the wheel. You kind of spin it like a corkscrew, and it gives you this floury type of cheese. And so I was going to introduce that. I hadn't had any of this on trail yet. And then whatever baguette, whatever type of bread I can find in the store. This is just sort of left over from hike from 2 days ago where it was about a half a meter long. We're down to this. So, you know, that's what I keep in the bag. I'm traveling with usually 2 liters of water, you know, the 1.5 liters here and then a ½ liter of Coke. Today I got an extra ½ liter of water because it's so hot. So that's what's going on. Thanks for tuning in. That's in my bag.